I'm going to try to narrate while I play. I am currently cornered by a couple of Rexes. My big protecting Apato friend was killed by the giant Moza in the lake. So we'll see what happens. They can't really get me when I'm right here, because as you can see, this ravine will give them fall damage on all sides of me. People don't like Apato, and I understand because it's not for everyone. It really isn't, but I enjoyed it. I like it. Plus, I think sauropods are cool. Let's see. What are they going to do? There's my Apato friend, or what's left of him. Anyways, we'll see what these Rexes decide to do. I can last longer than they can. I have more food, I have more water. Even as a baby, they will need to eat long before I do. So they'll get desperate eventually. And I will just hang out. Because this is actually an invisible river. So I can eat the plants that are nearby. So, there we go. We will see what happens. I am not sure how well this is going to go talking-wise, mostly because I don't know how to fill a silence, and I'm not super exciting when I talk, or at least I don't think I am. But lots of you have asked, so here I am, talking. This is more just a waiting game, so there's not much to talk about. But, you know, they'll eventually decide to try and come for me. And it's good to know that even a 1.6 Apato is not safe from the giant Moza. So I'll have to be very careful. Ninja attack! Aha! Ha! Don't AFK behind an Apato, come on. That's just silly. That's just silly. You don't stand behind an Apato, AFK, because they will do something like that to you. Quite a bit bigger than I am, though. Quite a bit bigger. So, if he tried to face tank me, he probably would kill me. If they both tried to face tank me, they would kill me. But it seems like they're a little too nervous to try. I am safe as long as I stay on this cliff. So here I shall stay. They will have to leave long before I do. I wonder if I can get them. Just out of range, I think. Oh well. Are they giving up? Aww. Yeah, sure, they're totally giving up, uh-huh. Like I'm gonna believe that. I need to get up to my bigger cliff. My cliff up there, where I'm looking. That's where I like to sit. Where are you going, Mr. Rex? That is a big mosa though. But mosas can't hurt you if you don't go near the water. If you know where other water is, like this invisible river, which I keep drinking, then you don't ever have to go within its reach. And it can't do much to you. If I'm sure the Rexes are actually leaving, I'll go back up to my cliff where they absolutely have no chance of getting me. There's more food up there too. I am sad my Apato friend died though. I guess I should have told him to drink from the river. So what are the Rexies doing? I don't even think they know what they're doing. I could try and head uphill, but this is such a nice defensible spot. Let's see. Are they actually leaving, or are they just pretending to leave so that I will move? They might be actually leaving. I bet the Mosa put the food there to attract other predators so that he can eat them too. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a strategy I would do if I was Mosa. So the Rex is there. Scent, by the way. Do not underestimate scent. So, scent is very useful. So the Rexes are there. As long as I hug the cliffside, they will be hard-pressed to kill me. Because they will have to come up behind me, and they're as slow up hills as I am. This friendship spam can get annoying. That's my dead friend, Pathonaut, and I got the friendship upgrade just as he died, which means it's now bugged and spamming me constantly. Which is sad. But I'll just deal with it. And uphill I go. Scent. You can see there's smoke out there. They're on the beach. They've left. Like I said, scent is useful. You just, it shows you, even when something's out of visible range, it can show you where something is, like those Rexes on the beach. And I scent often because you know, hardly anyone actually takes the cleanliness talent, and it's a good way of keeping tabs on where somebody is, even if you can't see them. And a lot of people apparently don't use it or don't see the use of it other than finding scavenging food, so I want to make sure people know, even as a herbivore, scent is very useful. Alright, so now we head uphill. It's going to be slow going, but most things are going to be just as slow growing up as I am. Now, with a giant Mosa like this on the server, you have to be really careful with what you do. You should always keep an eye on water long before you need to go to the water, because they'll surface to breathe or give themselves away. I knew from experience that he likes to sit in that lake. And that's why when I was drinking much farther up the shoreline, where it wasn't nearly so deep than where the other Apato was. And he can grab pretty big Apatos, so I'm going to start drinking from the invisible river instead of the lake itself, because he can't ambush from there. Not only because the water is invisible, but also because it's a river and not that deep, and he'd be fairly obvious sitting in it, especially at his size. So let's see. Up we go, up the hill we go. I know a lot of Apatos are afraid of cliffs, but they're actually your best friend. You just have to learn how to get up and down them. But that's not, once you learn that, you will be untouchable on a cliff, even as a baby. My video with the megalos last night, or whatever night it was, actually don't know when I'm going to upload this video. But for me, that battle with the megalos with this Apato was last night. And, I mean, that shows you how hard it is for a predator to get you when you're on a defensive cliff. Kind of like how I was down there on my little ledge. They were hesitating to even come near me because they would have to get hit by the tail whip in order to get anywhere close to me. And I mean, they probably could have face tanked it to kill me, but at the same time, most people don't want to lose their hard-earned and worked-for dinosaur to something like that. They want to be much more certain that they'll get the kill without dying themselves, and they will eventually leave. Like those Rexes did, and like those Megalos did last night. They eventually left because they just couldn't get to me. And up here is where I like to live as an Apato because of that. For one, it's a long walk up here, and most people don't even bother to check up here for prey. There is a cave entrance up here, but not many people use it. There is water up here, but not enough for an Apato. That's why I kind of just let my thirst get really low before I go down there to drink, because as you can see, drinking is very dangerous, especially with such a big Moza online. But that's okay. I don't mind slower growth due to the fact that my water's low, when it means I can still survive. And when I do drink, I will drink from the invisible river and not from the lake itself, because I don't feel like getting ambushed and dragged into the water and killed by a gigantic Moza. So, there is that. Closer to my cliff. Like I said, cliff climbing is a lot of experience. Like if you look straight ahead of me, where my head is pointing, that grayish white rock, you cannot climb on that. That is too steep. But where you can see little dirt and ferns and grass, that is safe to climb on, and you can climb up there. Once you learn to distinguish those, you'll also get a feel for how far your dino can drop before you take damage, and you know, that's good too, because then you can go down those gray cliff sides to save some time without getting a lot of damage. And here's where I like to sit. This is a good defensive spot because they have to be right in my tail whip, see my tail whip range right here. They have to be within my tail whip range in order to try and bite me. And that's a good place to be. So let's sniff, sniff, sniff. I don't see anyone around me other than the giant Moza down there, who doesn't have a scent because he's an aquatic. But the Rexes have given up and left. I gave one a fair good few whippings, so that was fun. And yeah, you guys can let me know if you liked me talking, or if I was annoying or boring, or, you know, any of that stuff. But that'll be it for now.